he'd win the job.
What makes us think that Shedeur Sanders is going to be that good?
He's the most talented quarterback, I believe, on that roster.
Yes.
But he's not going to get the opportunity.
Sanders throws, touchdown!
31 teams passed on him.
Putting on a show here in the second quarter.
They want to win. They want to win.
Well, I say I'm comfortable being uncomfortable.
As you can tell, everyone, we're in rare form today. Good morning. I'm Molly Karam. As you can see, Louis Riddick's in the building. I love that fit. My guy,
Thank you.
Christopher Mad Dog
Hello
Russo,
there.
of course, on a Wednesday. Stephen A., top of the morning to you. Great to see you, as always. How we feeling, gentlemen?
Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Major props to the producers for having me on the big screen. This is where I belong, okay? There's a
My
bigger
goodness.
screen behind Lewis and Doggy, and maybe we'll figure out getting me on that. But for now, I'm impressed. I'm pleased.
That's my mad about stat. You ain't going anywhere near that.
Oh,
you
my
could sit
goodness.
there.
The Eagles.
You have some good ones today?
I do.
Okay,
Very
good.
good ones. Very good ones.
The Eagles, the Alphas.
mean-
it's a whole lot, Louis.
That's a pretty damn big screen.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
big enough?
Yes.
You can't, you don't
No,
even...
the one behind you is bigger. That's
Yeah.
where I really belong. But it's okay. It's okay. We're working.
And if
We're working.
anybody thinks
Okay.
he was that
Football season hasn't
JetBlue
started yet.
mint
By the time the
class out
football
to Southern
season gets, it'll
California.
happen.
By the way, JetBlue Mint's phenomenal. I don't know what you're talking about.
JetBlue? Really?
JetBlue
After that
Mint
disaster that I had?
Phenomenal. Yes, I love it. All right,
Oh,
Stephen
God.
A., you
is.
like it, we love it. Let's get this party started. Shedeur Sanders changing the narrative after an impressive preseason Game 1 performance against the Panthers, showing composure and poise. Going 14-23 for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and adding 4 carries, but 19 yards wasn't enough to change his place in the Browns QB room. So the Browns released their unofficial depth chart for the second upcoming preseason game, and the order of quarterbacks, it hasn't changed. Shedeur remains 4th behind Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and fellow rookie Dylan Gabriel. Mad Dog, I'll come to you on this. Obviously, he turned some heads Friday night with that performance. A lot of people were impressed. Should he still be 4th on the quarterback depth chart?
Well, I don't think it means that much because at the end of the day, there's still 3.5 weeks to go before you get to week 1. I'm not sure what the status is when they play against the Eagles. You might know better than me. Is Flacco going to play? Is Gabriel going to get in there and play?
I
Or
don't
he's
think
been
I don't
banged
think I
up?
don't think there's any clarity on that yet. But yeah, keep going.
So if that's the case, he's going to play.
Right.
If they don't
There you go.
practice, he's going to be in the game. He's going to play anyway. So the depth chart might be a little overrated.
Yeah.
But I can't. On August 13th, we have talked about this. I know you're annoyed because he was the 5th round. I get it. Maybe he should have been drafted earlier. Played great last week against the Panthers. Looked like he knew what he was doing. I'll grant you that one. But, I mean, he's on the right team because this team doesn't have a quarterback. And if he plays well, he is going to have plenty of opportunity to do his thing and maybe even one day be a starter quicker than we think. I still think no matter what, they'll start with Flacco to get his feet wet, try to get off to a decent start. He's got experience. I don't think Sanders or Gabriel or anybody else, I think Flacco will start the first game of the year, just like Wilson will for the Giants. But I think eventually Sanders is going to get his chance to show that he could be the quarterback of the future for a very prideful franchise that hasn't won since 1964. There are a lot worse spots he could be in. He's on a team that believes that's got great football history that doesn't have a QB.
Yeah.
He's coming off a good game. So I'm not as worked up by it as everybody else seems to be. I think Gabriel's got to get a chance. They made him the 3rd round pick. Now you can argue that all you want. He's got to get a chance. But if he can't play, he can't play. He's got to play. He's got to get a chance eventually.
Stephen A.?
Before Lewis goes, I just have a question before Lewis goes. Doggy, how the hell are you a prideful franchise, but you're also a franchise that ain't won since the 60s? Could you explain that?
Well,
I
Paul
just don't
Brown
understand. I
won
need the definition of that.
championships.
I mean, what
been
do you
around.
mean?
Well, hold on now. Come on, the Cleveland Browns, that's a big-time team. Now, they haven't won, I grant you. The Cleveland Browns got tremendous. Jim Brown played for them.
And how
I mean,
long?
they got great history, the Cleveland Browns.
Educate us, historian. Wait, Jim Brown and the Cleveland Browns. How long ago was that?
Oh, Brown quit in 65. 65 was his last year.
All right,
Correct.
then. So they haven't won. Hold on, wait a minute. So they haven't won in 60 years, but you said there's a prideful franchise, as if they've won and all of a sudden they've nosedived or something.
Stephen
Never
A.,
won
as in pride
in
goeth
60
before
years.
the fall.
The Toronto Maple Leafs haven't won. They're a prideful NHL franchise.
wait a minute.
It's not always about how many times you've won championships.
Wait a minute, you're talking
the
about-
Browns are prideful.
You talking?
Stephen
With
A,
you
I
it
know-
is Tim Brown and stuff.
With
forgot
you it
about
is.
me.
Stephen A, you know how
You
you
play
like
for
to
them
bring
too?
up the
Yeah.
you bring up the gas
Backup
prices
safety?
when we talk about Dak Prescott. Price of gas when the Browns were relevant, 31 cents gallon.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
31 cents.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. That's a big time stat right there.
big
Mark.
time franchise.
31 cents.
Go ahead, Lewis.
Yeah, look, I'm not mad that he's still fourth on the depth chart as long as he gets what he earns, which is you get more reps now because you've earned them after your performance last week. See, you know what would be perfect? You need to be in Philadelphia. You need to be at these joint practices because that will really be the telltale sign as to how Kevin Stefanski really feels about his performance. Because if he's starting to work him in there, because look, they don't have a whole lot of time. People keep saying, oh, they have plenty of time. The season doesn't start. Eventually what happens is coaching staffs start whittling down the reps and tailing the reps towards the people who are going to play on opening weekend. And the people who are backups, guys who are going to be inactive on game day, those kind of projections as far as the roster are concerned, you start doing a lot of watching. You start running a lot of scout team to prepare the guys who are going to play. So they don't have an inordinate amount of time. He needs to be worked in there. Sal Powell's there today for us. Sal Paolantonio. It'd be interesting to see how many reps he starts getting with frontline players because I think he deserves it. You're right. Dylan Gabriel does need to be looked at. He hasn't gotten a look yet. And since he's a third-round pick, you can best believe the organization wants to see what they have in him, and rightfully so. Okay? But at some point in time, his lack of availability, if it were to continue, has to start working against him, just like it has to start working against Kenny Pickett. The same way. If you can't perform in training camp, that's how you start losing your spot. Simple as that.
But I do think Flacco, no matter what, is going to start week one. You agree?
Probably, yes.
Okay.
Here's my issue. Here's my issue, guys. I have absolutely no problem with Flacco missing time in practice, even though he hasn't really. I mean, when you talk about the number one reps for the QB, he's basically taken all of them. He's reportedly developing some kind of chemistry with Jerry Jeudy. People think about stuff like this, or the other receivers as well. We get that. And Njoku's going to be there. Obviously, he's trying to have a big year and resurrect himself from what he was a couple of years ago. But here's the reality when we really, really look at this, okay? In the end, what the hell is Shedeur Sanders being lower on the depth chart to a Kenny Pickett and a Dylan Gabriel? Dylan Gabriel comes in. He hasn't been a pro yet. He's a rookie too. And Kenny Pickett has had numerous chances to show us that he's nothing more than in all likelihood a career backup. So when I look at Shedeur Sanders, if I see him performing well, why can't I wish or expect for him to be put as the QB2? Why not?